What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Steve Nostentoski here of Mason Brew, bringing you episode 8 here of Freshman Feature for the class of 2021. If you're new here, the series is covering school, stats, recruitment, everything you need to know about every member of the incoming 2021 football class for Michigan. Had a poll on the community tab, had a poll on Twitter last week. You guys wanted Raheem Anderson. I have Tavier Dunlap in episode 7. I'll put that in the description below. Check out all the episodes so far, and that'll be coming throughout the summer. So let's dive into episode 8 here. 4-star offensive center Raheem Anderson. For his high school, he's out of Cass Tech High School, right? Michigan fans should be well adept with Cass Tech recruits. Donovan Peoples-Jones, obviously. On the offensive line, Mike Onwenu, now with the New England Patriots. He was also a technician of Cass Tech. Raheem Anderson, 4-year starter, 3-year captain, played center, guard, and defensive tackle for Cass Tech. He was a member of track and field as well, top 15 in school history in discus and shot put. I was checking on MHSAA.com. He's a regional qualifier as a sophomore in the discus, I believe, or maybe the shot put. It was the shot put. And finally, he carries a 4.1 GPA, wants to major in engineering. So that gets a go blue for me as a fellow engineer. For his stats, offensive lineman, no stats. Sorry, don't got anything for you. For his metrics, so he's 6'3", 300 pounds already. Close to playing size, if not already there. Maybe some body sculpting, but he's a big boy. From March 2019, we do have a shuttle of 5.38 and a 19.7 vertical. Again, as an offensive lineman, take these with a grain of salt, but not the best athlete for an offensive line. We'll get to that in the scouting a little bit later. For his rankings, everyone has him a 4-star except for 24/7. They don't give him a national rating, even though he is the number 4 center on their board. All the other services have him top 10 within the state of Michigan, either number 2 or 3 offensive center. ESPN at around 240 at the national. Rivals within the top 200 at 166 nationally, the most bullish on him. That brings his composite as a solid 4-star, just outside the top 200. Looking at his offers, pretty impressive offer list. He had Georgia, Michigan State was pushing really hard. Louisville, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Missouri were all really in the mix. Besides those offers, Colorado, Iowa State, Maryland, Nebraska, Ole Miss, Purdue, and West Virginia kind of stand out. LSU had an offer. It's questionable whether it was a committable offer or not, but that was getting some serious looks there from Raheem Anderson. His family actually went down there for a visit. So questionable whether he could commit, but they were a serious contender. So for his recruitment, outside of those LSU flirtations there, it seemed more of a matter of when rather than if for Anderson. He carries on the legacy of his parents. Their alma mater is the University of Michigan. It was pretty evident from his first official visit, some comments he had after that visit, that he was very receptive to what Michigan had to offer. It just took some time for Michigan to convince Anderson that he wasn't one of the top priorities for them, I should say, and getting his pledge was a big deal. So did have a few unofficial visits in 2019 to Bama, Kentucky, and Syracuse, but he committed to the Wolverines the following year, April 2020, as an early enrollee as well. So for his scouting, he is built like a true center, right? 6'3", 300, slotted for the inside for sure. Carries his weight really well, despite pushing the scales at 300. He has solid arm length, so a good frame to work with. Technically sound, that'll come up quite a bit. Good base and hand usage, sound and pass protection, quickness and leverage in the run game, and a very high floor for a lot of those reasons, especially the technique. Things he could improve upon, could work on those testing numbers, right? Not the best athlete, and he could work on getting more explosive. For me personally, I really like how he stays pretty low outside of the snap. He has good leverage throughout his film, good footwork in the run game overall. Once he's in the open space, could probably improve his base a little bit there, but shows good acceleration when getting to the second level. He has very solid hands that I could see. And I agree with everyone's take that he comes in with a really high floor, about the highest an offensive center could have. I do think his lateral movement could improve in pass blocking, and I just need to see more film of him at the guard position in general. It's nice that he played center as much as he did in high school, but if he wants to make a move to guard at some point, which I think he might, that's something that I just need to see more of before making a true prediction there. So for his film, tonight, Wednesday, May 5th, 30 minutes or so of film analysis live here on YouTube. Come hang out and we'll talk all things through his film. We'll go live through that. For his comp, I have Zach Carpenter as a relative good comp for Raheem Anderson. I'll throw some film on Carpenter on the screen real quick. Carpenter was a little bit taller at 6'5", 310, right? So a little bit of a bigger guy. But listen to this profile, okay? Class of 2019, offensive center or guard, commit to Michigan out of Cincinnati, was ranked in the mid-500s out of high school. So those things are a little bit different than Anderson, but four-year starter at a powerhouse program, multi-year captain, clearly interior offensive lineman with flexibility to move as a center or a guard, experience in high school at the center position, definite strength in the run game with a mean streak, still some work to do on footwork overall. Not the best athlete or best tester, and Carpenter is both very strong and a very smart player. You could say the same things about either Carpenter or Anderson. Very similar profiles there, right? Carpenter did transfer to Indiana this offseason. Was a bit of a shock, honestly, who was slotted to make an impact at the center position this year, but he'll be playing for the Hoosiers, someone to watch moving forward. So first projection here, Michigan also got Greg Crippen, the IMG Academy center, as a part of this 2021 class. He was said to be Michigan's top target at center, so it'll be interesting to see how those two compete for that position and who moves where after that competition. So it seems like they're slotting Anderson more for offensive guard. There will be some work to do there just because Anderson has been so entrenched in the center position through his high school career lately. So I would expect a redshirt, right? Get his technique in place, get his feet under him. You have a couple guys at center ahead to not really need Anderson there waiting for his shot this year in 2021. So I expect him to provide some depth at one of the guard positions at 2022. 23 and onward, I would have him pushing for a starting role. I would expect him to be a multi-year starter. If he can continue on his path, right, academics, he's been an ascender. He's been really solid. His technique. He brings such a high floor at the collegiate level for his overall production, despite maybe not having the athleticism to be a top-flight NFL guy. I think his collegiate projection will be really high, and he could sneak in towards the later rounds of the draft if things go well. So that's all I got for you guys. Check out the community tab, my Twitter for polls for future episodes. Live stream tonight, 8:30 p.m. Check that out. And then finally, like and subscribe really helps grow the channel. Shows me you guys appreciate these videos. So beyond that, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Stay safe out there. And as always, go blue.